Nebuchadnezzar ruled Babylon at its peak. His empire stretched across the Near East. His capital city was a marvel of the ancient world, massive walls, towering temples, and the legendary hanging gardens. He had conquered nations, subdued kings, and reshaped the world. One day, as he walked on the roof of his palace, he looked over the glittering city and said, "Is this not the great Babylon I have built by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" In that moment, his heart crossed a line. He claimed for himself what belonged to God alone. God had warned Nebuchadnezzar through a troubling dream interpreted by Daniel. The dream showed a great tree cut down, leaving only a stump bound with iron and bronze. Daniel explained, Nebuchadnezzar would be driven away from people. He would live like an animal. He would eat grass like cattle. This would last until he acknowledged that God rules over all kingdoms. Daniel pleaded with him to humble himself. But a year later, Nebuchadnezzar's pride still ruled his heart. As the king boasted on his rooftop, a voice from heaven interrupted him. "Your royal authority has been taken from you." In an instant, Nebuchadnezzar's mind shattered. The greatest king on earth became like a beast. Driven into the wilderness, Nebuchadnezzar fled human society. His royal robes were abandoned. His throne sat empty. Servants whispered in fear. The empire continued, but its king wandered the fields like a wild animal. For 7 years, he lived outside, eating grass like cattle, sleeping under the open sky, drenched by DEW, unable to speak or reason, driven by instinct. Not intellect, his hair grew long and tangled, hanging from him like eagle feathers. His fingernails thickened and curled like bird claws. The man who once commanded armies now crawled in the dirt. The purpose behind the humblingness was not cruelty. It was correction. Nebuchadnezzar had believed. His power was self-made. His kingdom was self-built. His greatness was self-furned. Human kingdoms rise and fall, but God rules forever. Nebuchadnezzar had to lose his mind to gain wisdom. At the end of the appointed time, something changed. Nebuchadnezzar lifted his eyes toward heaven in an act of humility he had never shown before. His sanity returned. His understanding returned. His dignity returned. He was restored to his throne, and his kingdom honored him even more than before. But this time he knew the truth. All the peoples of the earth are nothing compared to God. He does as he pleases. No one can hold back his hand. The king, who once glorified himself, now glorified God. Nebuchadnezzar's fall and restoration teach enduring truths. Pride is blinding heaven. The powerful can lose everything in a moment. God humbles the proud not to destroy them, but to redeem them. True greatness begins with humility, recognizing God's sovereignty. No one is beyond God's reach, not even Nebuchadnezzar's story is the only place in Scripture where a pagan king writes part of the Bible. His testimony stands as a warning and a hope. God can break a man, but he can also restore him.